What's up, Paul? Dude, I'm pretty disappointed that I went to not really break even, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna settle for 30 points before that sell-off start, dude. I got short at like right above 600, and I was in the 603, I think's what it was. And I was like, you know what? I'm secure 30 points. Man, that thing came back, hit my take break even spot for 30 points and sold off because I was just in it for one micro. But so we only secured like $60 on that trade. We're thing done sold off like 170 points. I was like, what the hell? It's very often you get trades that big in the this time of the night. What sucks is it's probably going to suck during the New York session. Anytime that we sell off that much in the Asia market, the New York's probably going to suck butt. The reason why we chose this time is we're waiting right before the new 4 hour candle. We got a new 4 hour candle that opens up at 10. So hopefully we can kind of get a sense of direction where it's going to go. Or if we get maybe leading up to it, we can get a 5 minute inside bar here. Maybe we can take it off that 5 minute inside bar or something. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Was waiting for the figure I have $60 I can play with to lose. What is that? 26. So we're gonna wait till 10 o'clock. This way we wait for a new 4 hour candle. And if the 4 hour candle can line up with this 5 minute inside bar, we can maybe get a direction and see if we can go kind of long and short and see what happens then. The inside bar, guys, I don't know if you guys are taking that inside bar during the New York session. I've taken that new, what is it? For the last 10 trading days, dude, it's only had 2 losses. So here's the account that I've been trading the inside bar on. So we're up $1,900. So that thing's done won 8 out of the last 10 days or 9 out of 11. I don't know. It's been nuts. It's like it's only had 2 losses. I didn't trade it last Friday because it won 4 straight days, and I just didn't see no reason why to risk my profits on one trading day. All right, here comes her. All right, so we do have a new 4 hour candle here. I'm trying to see if I can see it here. I mean, what do you think? I don't know if we'll get past this 20 here. We hit 5, we'll go to break even because it could hit that 20 EMA in reverse. And plus, you got a lot of wicks right there, so it could hit off those wicks and just pop right back down. We have all these wicks right here, and it may not make it to 42. We'll see what happens. See, it's already kind of wicking a little bit. It's struggling to get up. Never mind. All right, we might have got lucky there. Let's see if we can continue higher here. I feel like it's going to have to reverse some. There's no way that it cannot reverse off some of those wicks. Which I don't trade this time of the night very well, so maybe not. Oh, shoot. Maybe we'll take this back up to the 50 EMA. We only got on here this time because we know it's a new 4-hour candle. So I was just kind of curious what this next 4-hour candle is going to offer. Let's see if we get through here. It looks like there's a lot of resistance here at 60s. Perfect. Perfect. Waiting for that 4-hour candle. That's why we were waiting for the new 4-hour candle. It's almost like, man, did we push back up to 485? It's like it's got double wicks right there, sitting at the bottom on this 4-hour candle, all the way back up at 485. I think if we get through these 55s, we might make a push up there. Oh, it hit those 55s. Oh, well. If we don't make it through the 55s, we'll at least get about 8 points out of this total. This is the second trade that we've taken tonight. So right now, let's just say if it comes back and stops us out, it'll put us just a little over $100 for this evening. Just trading a few micros. If you're just joining us, I was telling Paul earlier, I had got short up here at the 607s, 603s. I got short up in this area here. And I took my stop loss. I was up like almost 50 points. It was down in the 50s, and I didn't know if it was going to reverse after it hit the 50s. So I took my stop loss down to 30 points just to try to secure $60. That thing literally stopped me out, then just ripped 100 and something points. So I missed this dump right here. It was this trade right here. Okay, you see this wick right here? This is the wick that stopped me out right here. See this quick wick right there? I said I moved my stop loss to 73. I'm just what I'm saying. It literally wicked me out in this dump. This is the trade I got smashed on. Paul, do you trade the Asia session? I know we usually don't get this kind of movement in Asia session. I'm not really sure what's going on, why we're getting this much movement. I don't know if there's news or something that's causing all this crazy wick action here. Like, I'm not sure what this is right here. I mean, this is a pretty massive candle for the 7 o'clock. I didn't think Trump was over the Fed bankers, though. I thought that was just Congress. I thought Congress, or is that just Jerome Powell that's under Congress? Okay. I feel like I've looked that up before. There's the lady with the mortgage fraud. Oh, I guess I haven't heard about that, Francis. Francis, we've been missing your what was your call outs that you called out usually from your you said your indicator always had some crazy shorts or longs, whatever indicator you're using. It's been a while since I've heard you talk about your indicator. This is the 4 hour chart here on trading. Oh wait, that's the E. Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, it's the NQ. Like I said, I think if we can push these 60s, get above this level here, we should make a run up to the 85s. We got like double wicks sitting there at 85, 86. But I just feel like it's just going to be quite a bit of a grind waiting for this. So what we did is we got long off of a inside bar on the 5 minute with the opening 4 hour candle. Because usually with a new 4 hour candle, you're usually going to get some kind of movement up or down right away. So this is your 5 hour inside bar candle here. All right, we'll bring this over. So I use a inside bar indicator, and so what it did is it just kind of marked out the inside bar, and I knew this very next candle was going to be our 4 hour candle, and we got long as soon as it broke the top of this inside bar. And this is also this not this setup, but that for 4 5 minute inside bar is the basically the trade that we've been taking on our funded account pretty strictly going on 3 weeks now, and we're up $2,000 on a funded account. Just shooting anywhere between $200 to $400. If you can get 20 ticks, good. But most of the days we're just going for 10. All right, so we're still just kind of battling these 55s. So hopefully, eventually, we'll get through these. I understand this time of the day is pretty slow, so you kind of have to just sit through here and just grind it. I'll look that up real quick and see what you're talking about. Some kind of mortgage fraud things going on in the news. Let's see here. Mortgage fraud in the government. There's always some kind of fraud going on in there. Let's see. Is that what's got the markets going crazy here? Let's see. News. Uh, I guess I'm not sure who that is. It just says a Trump accused Fed Governor Lisa Cook of mortgage fraud. I guess I've never heard of this lady. Yep, that's what I just said. Yeah, Lisa Cook. I don't know. I guess I've never heard of her. Ooh, look at that. We just broke the 60s. I'm just going to take it here. My last stop here. I started off with 3 micros. And so I'm just going to shoot for the 50 EMA. What's up, John Carter? Look at that. 2 30 point moves in the Asia market tonight, man. We're banging it. Even though we left a crap load on the table. Boy, John Carter, you going to join the VIP room. Who wants to put John Carter in the VIP room? Oh, goodness. It's past your bedtime, John Carter. It's 10 o'clock where you're at. You already been up since what? 2 o'clock yesterday morning? That all day stream, man. I figured you'd be zonked out. Yeah, that's what I mean. You've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning streaming, so I figure you'll be in bed. I'm probably only going to hang out till probably about 11 o'clock my time. I don't know if I got the. I wish I could stay up for the London session because sometimes there's a lot of good movement. I think there's going to be a lot of good movement tonight. I mean the at the market's kind of pumped tonight. I mean, I don't ever see this type price action in the Asian market. Usually it's just grind. It's like this. It's like this little curve right here. It's just grinding sideways. Yeah, that news kicked in the volatility. I know. I'm kind of wondering if we're going to get up to the 50 EMA before it pulls back and stops me out. I just hope it doesn't need a deep pullback into the 21 or, the 9 EMA or that 21 EMA. Let me see if there's any wicks that can save me here. There's a downward wick there, so maybe the 50 wick, it may save us. Then we got this wick. Nope, we just blown through that. I don't really have a whole bunch down here that can save us. If it has to have a deeper pullback. All right, so maybe we'll be saved by the whole number here. We only need about 10 more points. And I may even shoot for 5. Let me do it at a 5 right here, and that'll be 30 points. So, be a nice little 30-point winner. Like I said, usually don't hardly ever get these in the at the market. And just trading a few micros, that'll push us over 135 for the evening. Some of you guys will have to come up with some kind of help me figure out some kind of trading strategy for this time of the night. Because I don't trade this a lot, and so I'm trying to learn to trade it. But like I said, I haven't only traded it a handful of times. I'm just glad tonight there's some volatility, but I know a lot of the times in the Asian market is just so boring that it's just hard to watch this. I know I've heard some guys trading gold this time of the night. I heard gold's pretty good, but I've never tried trading it either. Gold went crazy tonight. All right, let me find something to pull gold up on here. Uh, what is the abbreviation for gold, John Carter? Is it like GLD or G something? I've looked it up before, but it's just been a while. Just GC. GC. All right, here it is. Oh, wow. Dude, gold did rip tonight. Whew. Dude, that stuff ripped almost 30, 40 points. You got to think, that stuff isn't it like $50 a point or $20 a point, just like the ES? So that's a banger of a move. Somebody made some money in gold tonight. Oh, 100. Holy goodness, $100 up? I didn't know it was $100. That is insane. That's like 96 to, let's just say 35, so 46 points for anybody that's possibly caught that whole move. I was curious how much that is. So about $4,600, $4,000 tonight. If you caught that whole move in gold, if you were in there for the whole, whole mini. Oh, did my camera freeze up? Oh, it did. Sorry about the camera, guys. I don't know if I just need to update it or not. If my camera freezes up, just say, kind of put in the chat, because I am paying attention to the chat. A lot of times in the morning, I find myself not paying attention to the chat because I'll be so focused on the charts. Dude, I'm hoping we get one more banger winner on the 5-minute tomorrow. This way we can push our funded account over $2,000. Let's see what happened here. Look at. See, 9, 18. No, my Apex funded thing or request payout still pending there, Methodical Man. Yeah. Dude, remember I said I have 70 trading days on this account? I told Methodical Man or John Carter, I didn't know if that was supposed to be something proud about or embarrassed about, because I've had this account since last year. We just been grinding. But we didn't go, at least we have one account we didn't go tilt on. Oh, shit. That thing has been just straight grinding. I think after so many trading days, because I put that thing away so many times. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I got so close to pay out with that account, then went reverse like $400 or $500. That happened so, like, it just seemed like it just kept happening over and over and over. It almost became like a mental block for me. I'm not going to lie. It was like almost a mental block for me. We lost all of our volatility. Now we're just kind of stuck in a grind here. I guess I should have maybe took my 20 points and moved on here. I'm hoping this whole number will hold here at the 50, then we'll eventually push back up here. Either that, or if we push back, maybe retest the 21 EMA before we try to make a push for this 50 EMA up here. Take your shirt off and the market moves. I don't know about that. Who's the? I know there was that one guy that you were telling me that takes his shirt off whenever he does back testing. Maybe if I was in my 20s and a little bit more, buffed up. But hey, man, I'm 48. We don't need to be taking the shirt off for nobody. uh, I think once I see you stream with your shirt off, then maybe that'll give me a little confidence booster. But I'm not gonna be the first in the party. I know if I was watching a streamer, I don't care to watch him with no shirt off. Maybe do a wife beater. I don't even own a wife beater. The wife beater tank top shirts. Those things haven't fit me since I was probably, like I said, in my 20s. It's been a long time. We're still kind of battling these 60s. I want to say these 60s was kind of a tight spot today. So I know it was a pretty tough trading day for a lot of people because we had a lot of the 5 minute looked like straight ass today. I mean, look at the 5 minute charts today. This was what the 5 minute looked like this morning. So it looked horrible today. Now, what scares me about this tonight is if we get stuck with a bunch of volatility tonight where we're moving up 200 and 300 points, the New York session is going to suck. For anybody that that's one thing I've started paying attention to, and I'll say it before the New York session begins. If there's 200 and 300 point moves in the overnight session, the New York's going to suck. I mean, almost 80% of the time it sucks. You'll just get chopped up. Let me see if there's any news tomorrow too. We can check and see if we got any news in the morning, especially if it's a no news Tuesday. Today we had a little bit of news, but not a lot. We got one little 3-star news. That's let's see. Looks like we have consumer confidence tomorrow. See, Wednesday's a no news Wednesday, and it's a holiday for what country is that? India. See, Thursday. All right, so quite a bit of news Thursday morning. Oh, we also have earnings this week for anybody. I'm not gonna be here to trade earnings, so you could also go to tools and look up earnings, the earnings calendar. And I want to say tomorrow or the next day you got Nvidia earnings coming out, so you should have a lot of crazy movement in the market. And we may just end up grinding until they release those numbers for Nvidia. I hit tomorrow. This is Thursday tomorrow. We'll just go this week. I want to say is that on Wednesday or tomorrow? Okay, so it's gonna be Wednesday. So Wednesday, if that is a day that I haven't done Nvidia, but it's definitely a day if you like to full send accounts where you can just either go long and short, and most time you're gonna lease past one. Be nice if somebody can, Bulinox is one that can pop like a 90% off or something. I think the last time I did the news play with the Bulinox, I passed two. All right, so we're still waiting for 65 to get hit. So what we're going to do here is we're hoping that we'll get stopped out for a 30-point winner at 65. Then hopefully we can look for like a 10-point to 20-point short off of the 50 EMA, because we got about 20 points between the 50 EMA and the 20 EMA. And a lot of times if you hit the 50, you pull back to the 20. May do two. But this usually what happens in the New York session. I'm not really sure how well this works at this time of the night, but we're going to give it a try. We may just let it maybe 5 points at the most. I don't think I'll let it go the full 10. Either that or I'll wait for it to hit the 535 EMA up here at the 73. The only thing that worries me about this is the fact that we're consolidating right here. To me, these plays don't seem to work very well whenever we're like consolidating into it like this. Because a lot of times what happens is you'll consolidate, then you'll get that just pop where it pops up 20 points. So that's the only thing I don't like about these kind of bounce plays, because it doesn't really have a whole number. The only thing I feel like we have working for us is these two big wicks on the top of these 5-minute candles here. I think there's going to probably be a really good 5-minute breakout sometime in the morning. A lot of times you'll get that, like you can already see it kind of setting up. Later tonight. It's either going to happen later tonight or early in the morning. So here's your bottom of your leg. Get that big, nice curve of a mountain. Here's the second leg, and maybe a couple little small ones where it continues to push up, then it breaks back down. So you'll probably have that type of setup later on the 5-minute. More likely that'll happen when we're asleep, unless you're up that time of the night to catch that 5-minute breakout. All right, like I said, if it tags us in on this 50 EMA play here, we're probably not going to let it go up no more than 5 points. It's teasing us here. What I want to see it do is take our profit, tag us in, then pull all the way back to your 21 and 9 EMA. So pull all the way back down to the 50s. The highest that I'll let this pull back is up to 73. So 73 is going to be my line in the sand here. And we also have another wick sitting there at the 73s. There's another big wick there. Well, looks like 10 points. If it does stop me out for 10 total points, that'll be $40. Let's see what we got going on here. Ooh, it's that 60. Yeah, if we get through those 60s, it should pop here. But man, we could easily go all the way back up to the 500s. Dun, dun, dun. That's going to suck if it comes back and stops us out. I know trading overnight, a lot of times this thing it likes to always pull back to the 50% mark. So let's see here. So maybe if we can the most get the pullback into this area here, that will be your 50% of this total leg move. We'll just mark it just in case it does, because we really don't want it to get back below the 50% of the total move up. Like I said, guys, we'll definitely be back in the morning when we do get back on in the New York session. We haven't been trading that long in the New York session. We've been just trying to get our funded trades and just be done. So we did the same thing this morning. This morning, lately, what we've been trading probably most of the time is the 5-minute inside bar, and that's the very first one. And I also usually trade the open close also. Let's see if I can find it. See if we can find it. So today's the what, 26? I know that's not it. I was trying to find the I want to say it's this one. Let's see. Sunday. Okay. And it may be a little bit different on the NQ than the micros here. Let me take all this other stuff off so it makes it easier to see where we at. So basically I use an indicator that marks out your first inside bar. So this is your first inside bar right there. Pine Tree and Methodical Man's been taking this for a while. I started taking it pretty religiously about 3 weeks ago. I started out pretty calmly on the eval, but for the last couple weeks, we've been trading it every single trade on funded accounts, and we've only had 2 losses going on about 2.5 weeks. So you would have got short here. So you would have got short about 69.70 on this wick down. it ended up wicking back up, but it still paid almost 20 points before. So it paid right at 20 points. But see, I took it for 10. I just got $200 and just left it be. My runner got stopped out, so I think that's why we only ended up with 175, because it should have pushed me over $2,000 this morning, but we're sitting at 1,090 and 90. So hopefully tomorrow, if we get another winner, that should push us over to the $2,000 just from trading basically the 5-minute inside bar every day. So if you're just you're new to trading and you're looking for something new to trade, this has definitely been banging pretty good. The only advice I can give you is don't take it into like a whole number. So this is why I only took 10 points today, because I knew we're heading into the 50s, and a lot of times we bounce out of the 50s, which we did bounce out of the 50s. Look, it hit 48 and shot all the way back up. So anytime you're around a whole number, be careful. Don't take it if it's leading into the 90 to the whole number. Like if it's let's say if it breaks at 82, don't take it, because it's going to hit the 90 most of the time in reverse. So just stay away from whole numbers, and most time you'll be okay. Oh, I didn't see what happened. I don't know what happened to my other contracts. Holy crap. Let's see. Did I get 10 points for both? Maybe. I'm sitting at $150. Or did I close? I don't know. I didn't close those contracts. I guess I need to. Did I have them completely covered up where I couldn't see them? I didn't know if it hit the 66 and pulled back to the 66. I'm not sure. Did anybody else take a short off of the 50 EMAs? Let's see. What's up, Pine Tree? I was trying to figure out what happened. I'm trying to see if that short, if the shorts, I had a short set up at 65, 66. So I was trying to see if, I guess I'll have to go back and watch that, because that would have gave me, I'm not sure. That's weird. Because I had a long and short set up here at the 66. I was looking for a 10-point pullback on the 50 EMA here. Yeah, Pine. I was sitting here telling everybody about the, I've been religiously taking that 5-minute inside bar, kind of what Methodical Man's been doing the last few weeks. And I was telling everybody we're up $2,000 just from the 5-minute inside bar, like only trading this account on the 5-minute inside bar for about 2.5 weeks. And we're at $2,000. So hopefully the next 2 weeks will be just as good, and we'll get that to pay out. I think we've only had 2 losses in over 2 weeks with that the 5-minute inside bar. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out. Even though my screen was kind of blocked a little bit, I was trying to go in reverse so I can see if I got if it went in short. All right. I think I'm about to see what happened with this. Oh, it just kind of closed it out. I'm not really sure what happened there. Never mind. So there's that 73. It hit this wick here. I don't know if anybody likes to look at wicks, but that's how a lot of times I look for my stop losses. Yeah, I try to just look for that guaranteed $200 if I can, instead of just going for the whole length of the candle. So you would have got your 10 points off of that 50 EMA. You would have had to sit through about 8 points of drawdown. Like I said, I think as long as that 535 holds, this is the 535 EMA, but you also had this big down wick right here, and that down wick saved you. So you would have got saved by the wick. All right, let's see. Maybe if 60 holds, we may continue pushing back up to the 500s. So if the 60s hold here, I think we stay long. I may even jump back at one micro to see if we can take it back up to the 500s. Yeah, just the very first one. That's the only one I do. I don't take any others. Now, there was one last week that I was so annoyed that I didn't take it because it was the second one, and it was the very bottom of it was the low of the day. So that 5 minute inside bar was the low of the day. And it was last week when the market went up over 200 points off of that. I don't know if you took that one or not, but it went up 200 points, and all I could do was just sit there and watch it. I almost want to get long back up if we stay above 60 here and see if we can get a push into yesterday's close up here at the 500s. But we're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with this next 5 minute candle. So it looks like 595. Got some big wicks coming down, sitting at 88, 86 area. You would think that we would hold up because these are a lot of 5 minute wicks sitting here at 60. It took us a lot to get through 60, so you would think 60 would hold here. Like I said, if we get long, we're just going to do it with one micro. This way we don't go to, we're already up $150 for this evening, so not really kind of a bad evening, just trading a few micros. Another setup that I've been trading a lot, this is how I pretty much got to pay out with my Apex account, is I've been trading the open day close. Like If this was a New York session, there's no way I do not take this trade here at a whole number. You got the 10 and the whole number of the 500. I'd take that all day. So this is what I've been trading my Apex funded account with. This is how I got Apex to funded, just trading the open day close. And you only get this trade maybe 2 to 3 times a week. And I almost want to just push the button. This way we don't be in this trade for very much. If we do take this trade, we probably won't be in this trade no more than like 20 bucks. We're going to keep it super, super small. This way we don't ruin any of our... yesterday opened for the ES. The ES kind of looks bearish. Oh wait, that's gold. Never mind. So if gold's going down, usually means the ES is going up, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot we switched over to gold a while ago. Well, we got another minute and 40 seconds left on this candle. I mean, it's pretty close to being another inside 5-minute candle if it holds up here. What is that? About an 8-point candle at the moment. Pine Tree, do you take all of the 5-minute inside bars, or do you just take certain ones when they make a low or high? So I wouldn't see on this 5-minute inside bar, I would never take this back down into the whole number. Unless it was around like in the 70s, and this way it gives you 20 points to work with. But I wouldn't take it if it's 10 points within a whole number. But I feel like 60 is going to hold here. I just don't see how we get back through all these wicks here. I just feel like we're just going to bounce here and continue higher. I say that and we just dump. But I'm hoping 60 holds here. All right, pushing back down in the 50s. So we're about to have a inside bar here. But like I said, we won't take it going into the whole number. Plus, I'm not sure how well these work at this time of the night. To me, I feel like it definitely works better in volatility markets, not in this type of just grinding market. If it breaks above the 65s, I will look at a long, but like I said, I will not take a short. All right, let's check out the 4-hour candle here. That's how we took our very first trade, was off the 4-hour candle. They do work pretty well. Yeah, see, I wasn't sure. I did take this one here. I did take the one at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock because it was the opening of the 4-hour candle. So I took it with the 4-hour candle. So it was this one here. We had a little inside bar, and we took this one. So let's see what happens with this one. Like I said, we weren't going to take this one because it was kind of heading into a whole number here. As you can see, we kind of bounced at the 50 there. I mean, if it pays 10 points, hell, that's a winner to me. I mean, it's only an 8-point candle. That's a 10-point candle. So, yeah, if it pays 10 points, heck, I'll just say it's a winner. If it pays 10 points at least. I don't know. We got some pretty good sized wicks on the 4-hour candle right here. Let's see where we could pull back to if we hit those wicks. 50. Then the next one's sitting at 39. So it could push the 39s possible here. So if you go over to the 4-hour candle here, see how you have these wicks here? I mean, you won't get a normal like looking wick hit on a 4-hour candle, but you can see it hit the 50 here for some kind of resistance. Then you got your next one sitting at 39. Then if we lose that one, this is, man, we could push all the way back down at in the 300s, because there's not really anything below these wicks that are holding us up. What you can do, I bet you anything, this is probably going to be the 50% pullback if you pull Fibonacci. Let's see. Well, the base is sitting at 61%. So you got a 61% pullback. So nice. The same with this candle. 50% pullback before bounce. This is one thing Fish Lips was telling me about. Oh, 10:30 Eastern. I guess I didn't know about that 10:31. I guess so. That would be the close of the 1-hour candle. All right, so we did get the, what, 50% pullback for this leg here. So let's see if we start moving back up higher here. I think it needs to tap here. I think it goes to 39 before we possibly move back up. 39.40 kind of area. So this right here almost kind of pulls back your 50% move. So it almost like we need to pull back to 430s. This is what today's low sitting at 43, or yesterday's low sitting at 43. So it is marked out here on here. I mean, it almost looks like we broke a 5-minute trend line here. Maybe we push back up, retest the trend, then sell. Because to rerun that leg, it's all the way down at 14 and also 375 if we run all the way back down to the lows. All right. So if we stay under this 5-minute trend line, we may look for, well, shoot, readjust it there. Where else can we go? I don't really like the longs unless we're back above the 60s. Like I said, just because of all this consolidation that we had here. So we could just be stuck in this box for most of the evening here. If we can get it back above 60, I like the break all the way up to 85, 86. Then if we stay to the downsides, then we can target these legs here, where we target this one, then the 370s. But I think if you target that, that's where you're probably going to be holding your trades forever just because it's such a grind overnight. How was everybody else's trading today? Did everybody else have a fairly okay day trading? We were green on our accounts. We did take a loss on the 5-second trade setup today. We did try to trade on the 5-second and we took a loss, but we're able to get it back. But overall, we finished green today. We only took one setup today, and that would be our funded setup. But everything else, if you are here, when I'm trading evals, I do trade my evals a little bit more aggressive. I really don't want to grab this short unless I know we can get below the 40s here. Because like I said, there's a lot of resistance here. If you also look at the 4-hour candle, and there's a lot of wicks sitting here at the 40. So I feel like it's going to hit these 40s and pop back up. So you got 1, 2, 3, and just have a lot going on here. Or maybe this took up all the buying pressure here, because if you go over and look at the 4-hour candle, there's a huge 4-hour candle with a wick on it sitting at 39. So let me show you real quick. This is a lot of times what I look and see where we're probably going to get hung up at whenever I'm taking trades. It actually helps you out quite a bit if you can see where you're going to get probably stopped at. So there's two big wicks here on the 4-hour. So this is from what, Wednesday? No, that was from yesterday or today maybe. Yeah, that was from today. Right? Tuesday? No, that was one day last week, I feel like. I'm not sure. Okay, so that was from last Tuesday, the 19th here. Oh, kind of point them out here. So if we can get through the 19s here, or the 39s, we should make a push down. We can just get through these levels here. Because if you get through that, your next one's not till 97. So should have a nice little run there. We can get through the 40s. But I don't know what kind of, like I said, I don't trade the overnight session a whole bunch. So, you know, if anybody's got some ideas on how you guys like to trade it or what you look for in overnight, I'm all for any takers for any new information. Because I still just trade it like I'm trading what I do in the New York session, but I know the market moves a lot slower. And I like momentum trading for most part. So this is definitely a little bit different when you're used to trading momentum instead of just watching it sit here and grind. right, there's your first 40 touch. Maybe one more pullback, then maybe we can finally break through the 40s here and keep selling. It's just so many wicks through this area. So if you go over to your 5-minute chart, you can see where it hit. It hit right off the top of this wick here at 4140 area. And those are the same places that, similar to where you were looking at on the 4-hour chart, is those 40s. I know if I try to get short now, even though I feel like it's going to break the 40s, I just feel like it's going to have another pullback. I wish we had more separations before EMAs, or at least where they're in the right order, because right now you have them out of order. You like to see them whenever you're looking for range trading for all of your EMAs to be in the right order. So it'd be like kind of going back and looking at this, you know, your 9, your 21, your 50, your 200. So right now all of your EMAs are kind of in the right range as we're pushing down. Right now you have your 9 crossed over your 21. So even if we're not able to get another trade tonight, we'll be okay with the 150 that we made tonight. So then if you guys, for anybody that wants to come back tomorrow morning, I will be back during the New York session trading the first inside bar on the 5-minute. So I think it's, I want to say it's either 9 out of 11 for the last 11 trades. Most of the days we're looking for 10 points for most part, or today I did 10 points in a runner, and our runner got stopped out. All right, here comes our next 5-minute candle here. Where did we go? There's also a big wick sitting at 33 here also on the 5 minutes. And if we do try this trade, it's only going to be with 2 micros on a eval, guys. So it's not really a funded type setup. These are just evaluation trades. Funded setups I usually only take during the New York session. I mean, I like for us to move down farther if we can break these 40s here. So either break the 40s or move back above the 60s. So those would be the two plays that we're looking at the moment. And we should get about 7 points before we start running to some resistance. We got two big wicks, one sitting at 20 and the other sitting at 33, 32. But we need to get below the 40s here. And it looks like we're definitely rounding off here. And if we do take the trades, we're only going to be risking roughly, what, 40 bucks at the most. And that'll probably be the last trade of the evening. We're probably not going to go any longer than midnight tonight. So midnight will probably be my cutoff. So we got about 45 minutes left to see if we kind of get any kind of trade here. So our 4 hours is kind of stuck here too. This is why I say I kind of like the shorts below 39, below 40. Because then we would at least get a little bit of push down. I think our next resistance would be 33 on the 5 minute and 20 on the 5 minute. So if we get through the 33s, if we are going to continue down, we should definitely make a push down to the 20s. Let's see. 1, 2, break. I like to see them pull back into this 50% mark, but I don't know if we'll get that. So right now we're just kind of waiting for us to get through the 40s. If we can get through the 40s, like I said, we'll probably look for a short below the 40s. But we'll have to get through the 40s first. And if we can't get through the 40s, we need to get back above the 60s. And if we push the 50% mark, that's at 49. Did anybody else take any trades tonight? I left a lot on the table because I got short in this trade earlier tonight, before this huge sell-off. And this candle right here was the one that just barely wicked me out. We got 30 points out of this trade, but man, we were actually looking to sell it all the way back down to the 400s. And so I got short at 50, is it 503? Yeah, 503. We got short. And I put my thing in to lock in 30 points. And this is the one that it wicked up here, stopped me out, then just sold off and just dropped 100 something points. So we missed out on that one. All we could do was just sit there and watch. However, most of you guys trade this time of the night. Do a lot of you guys trade this, or do you guys just pretty much just sit here and just watch price action? Because I really don't have, like, say, a strategy or something that I trade during this time of the night, because I don't really know really what all works. And I'm just pretty much just using pretty much what I pretty much trade during the New York session. Some of this stuff works, but a lot of it's very skeptical. So now we're just using more just levels to trade this and wicks this time of the night and 50% pullbacks. But just keeping basics. Yeah, see, this stuff is tough to trade. I've never had any luck really trading this stuff, Paul. Tonight hasn't been that bad because I feel like we've had some movement. But like when it starts getting like this, like just this type of price action, I mean, I guess all you can do is sit there and watch. But luckily, we've got to catch at least multiple 30-point moves out of between this and this here. So we got lucky on a couple trades here. I think it needs to pull back to 49, then maybe we'll pull back down off of that, because that'll be your like 50%. Let's see how well it hits and rejects this 49. And it's also at a whole number. I mean, anytime you're at the 50, it's always some type of rejection. I mean, I don't see how we not reject the 50. I mean, look at all these wicks here at the bottom of these 50s. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one kind of ran into it. I think we're past that one. I think that's what it's the one it's hitting at the moment. You can see it. What's up, fish lips? Pretty good tonight. Tonight's been some pretty nice trading. We have multiple 30-point trades. I was telling everyone earlier that I was in this short before this stuff broke out, and I got wicked out because I was trying to secure 30 points because I got short at 503 up here. And this, so I was like, oh, let me at least take 30 points out of this. And this thing literally ticked me, then just sold off like crazy. So we missed this whole move right here. But we did secure like 60 bucks because we were only for one micro. Then we took another trade here. So we took this 5-minute inside bar, and plus it was at the 5-minute, the 4-hour candle. The new 4-hour candle was right here. And so the 4-hour candle looked kind of bullish. So this is when we got long here, and we're able to take it up to, I think, 65 or so a while ago. And so that's how we got to $150 tonight. Just trading a few micros. Then the 50 EMA, you were in the red a little bit, but you also had these two big wicks, and you also had this wick here, and you had the 535. You would have sit through a little bit of drawdown, but eventually you would have got your 10 to 20 points off the 50 EMA bounce from earlier. I finally got my Apex account to pay out fish lips also. Dude, you want to see a grind? Let's see. Yeah, 500. Well, I'm hoping they approve it soon, and this way I can just trade another 5 or 6 days and do kind of like what you're talking about, where you're just getting 500 bucks coming over and over. And I'm sitting at 2,000 on my fish ups. Look at this account that I've been grinding, dude. Like, this is that one that I kept just getting like mental block every time I got close to payout. I have 70 trading days with this account, dude. We've had this thing since last year. That's how long we've had it. Sometimes we have to take breaks. Yeah. You're talking about not going what is it? Going tilt on an account, dude. I made it a vengeance to keep this account forever. Whew. So it's definitely been a grind with that freaking account. Then my Bulenox funded, we're sitting at right at $2,000 trading the 5-minute inside bar. I'm hoping if we get 8 more winning trades with it, because we're just doing $200 a trade. Hopefully over the next couple weeks we can request $1,000 from Bulenox, then plus another 500 or so from also, what do you want to call it, from Apex. Did I say $2? I'm gonna say 200. Yeah, Pine Tree. I bought that account after I got screwed out of my payouts with Fast Track. That's how long I've had that account. Oh, you were kidding. Oh, okay. I thought, did I say $2? I thought maybe I said $2 and I didn't realize I said two. So yeah, I bought that account right after I got screwed over by Fast Track when Fast Track didn't pay anybody their freaking payouts. Yeah, it's definitely a grind. But I'm hoping now that I finally got one at payout. Now that I only have to make $500 to get each payout until they say I can't take any more with that account. I don't know if there's a limit with them, how many payouts you can take. I know you said when you take 3 or 4 payouts, you can request the whole amount. I also have another account that's sitting at 26,000 with them too. So I got another account that's not that far away from a payout either. So the goal is to have about four or five Apex accounts that I can just constantly withdraw 500 bucks from. But I think I have to make 28 or 2,900 on that one because I accidentally made $570 on a trade one day with it. So I went over the limit with the account. There's your 49 hit, guys, that we said that would probably happen. Boy, these 50% pullbacks are bangers on the evening time. Look. I mean, literally just 49 on the nose. So yeah, this indicator just pretty much puts your 50% of the total move over here. Fish Lips, did you see the move on gold today? It was like 40 points this evening. Guys, I don't know if we're going to get any more movement probably until the London session. If I can see that these levels are working quite a bit in this time of the night frame, we may start taking these and just scalp them, scalp off these pullbacks where you're pulling back into the 50% of the total move. I mean, if you go in kind of heavy and just look for 2 or 3 points, I mean, similar to what you would do in the morning if you're trying to. I was trying to trade the 5 second and the 15 seconds, but I've been struggling on those lately. I did pretty good there for a while, but lately I've just been on the struggle bus. So I haven't really been taking them normally like I was. Man, it's almost like, do we go all the way back down to the 20s? I still like the shorts below 40. Fish Lips, how late do you trade into the nighttime? Do you stay up till London session? No, not usually. What? I forgot, what time zone are you in? Are you in the Eastern time zone or Central or out west? That's right. You told me. See, I was trying to remember. I swear I thought it was out west. Okay, so you're out there in Arizona. So it's still fairly early for you then. Okay. See, that's not too bad. So it's 10:30 here. So I was probably going to try to stay on until right before midnight Eastern time because I've always wanted to get up and trade London session, but I just cannot wake my butt up at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning and just stare at candles. Just don't have the motivation to do it. I want to do it, but I just don't have the motivation. I've been really trying hard to push myself to start streaming at this late at night, just because it's a lot harder to stream during the day when you got so many people streaming. So it's really hard to get people to watch. And I understand there's so many people streaming during the daytime. You try to wait for a 50% level, then they hit nicely. Nice. All right. Like I said, I kind of like the longs back above 60. Almost want to put one micro here on the 60 level and see if we, because look how many times we hit the 60 level. I mean, how do we not just hit it again and pull back another 10 points? It took us forever to get through these 55s and 60s. I mean, we started what, 8 o'clock, and it took us till what, 9:30 my time to finally break through the 60s. It took us almost an hour and a half to get through 60s. So it was definitely a huge grind to get through those levels. I was thinking we needed to push up to 83s. If you go look at the 4-hour candles, you got two big old double wicks pushing down on 85. You would think they'd want to clean up those wicks. Was that an inside bar too? Oh man, it was close. If it was, it was. Oh, it's right on it too. I can't tell if it is. No, it didn't change colors. Wait, let's see. Oh, did I? Let me turn my. No, it's not marked out. So no, I guess it wicked above it, so that's why it didn't. It didn't trigger. So there's just a small wick above this previous candle. So that's why we didn't get the inside bar. How are you doing today, David? Did you have an okay trading day? Today was pretty tough to trade, man. It was pretty choppy today. I think we may get the same price action tomorrow. I think it's going to be choppy until they release those NVIDIA numbers Wednesday. Either that or Wednesday we'll have like some big trending day where we just move straight up or straight down. Then NVIDIA numbers are going to pop off. Yeah, it was horrible today. Luckily, I only stayed on for about an hour this morning, so I just got my funded trade and got out. I talked to Methodical Man earlier later today, and I was telling him, I said, dude, I bet you some folks got chopped up today. It was tough. And that's another thing I worry about is, uh, this almost 100, I'm scared that we're going to have like bigger movement once the London opens, and it's going to cause us just have consolidation during the. No, I do not. I have an inside bar that I watch on TradingView. Let's see. Yeah. But a lot of them I don't take just because, especially at this time of the night. But yeah, I mean, it marks them out. I think the grayish looking ones are bullish inside bars, and these black and red ones are for shorts. But I usually only take the first one, David, in the morning, kind of similar to what you're probably watching Methodical Man do. You said Trade Saber has one for free. Like you can just Google it or something, or do you just go to their website and look for the inside bar for that website? Let's see here. I will look it up for you. You said Trade Saber. Inside. Well, hey, there it is. All right, let's see here. Let's put it on a clean chart. That way it's easier to see here. What chart is that down there? I can just change over. I think that's the 4-hour chart here. I'll change it over to 5 so it's a little cleaner. We'll give it a minute. Here it goes. Oh, never mind. I don't know why I did that. I got to go to that to import or export or what the heck it's called. Import. Yeah, import. Well, hopefully I didn't freeze my charts here. No. I tried to go to exports and now my stuff's kind of frozen. There it goes. Here we go. It's like goodness. All right, we're putting that inside bar on there, the one that David was telling us about. Oh. What? Okay. I don't care to have that on there. Find social media. I don't want to. There should be a social media little tab somewhere on here. I just got to find it. Well, I don't know if that's the price for free. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking on the wrong one. There it goes. Okay. Thank you, David. Yeah, I just unchecked the social media thing. So we'll definitely use this tomorrow morning whenever we take our 5 minute inside bar. So let's see. I'll worry about the whatever. Thanks. Yeah, usually I'm watching just Google whenever we're doing it. So definitely use that tomorrow morning. Yeah, have you been taking that 5 minute inside bar also, David? Or the first one? Not really. Dude, it's been paying. I want to say I've only had 2 losses with it in 2 weeks. The last time I know it did lose Friday, but I didn't take Friday's trade because it won Monday through Thursday. And to me, I didn't really see a purpose of taking it the 5th day if you already won 4 straight days, which I'm glad I didn't because it did not. It had a bigger pullback on Friday, so you would have got a loser on Friday. So I'll do the same thing this week, unless we get a loss sometime this week, and and I will probably take it on Friday. But if it wins all 4 days this week, I won't take it on Friday. And tomorrow, if this open day close offers a short, I will take this too because it's sitting on the whole number. So I feel like this is going to be a nice short, but I don't know if we'll make it just because we're only 50 points away. So I don't know if this will make it to the New York session. Yeah, Methodical Man does 20, but he does and he doesn't. I don't know if you've noticed what he did today is he did a 10 and 10 with it, David. So he took 10 points, pull back, then 10 points again. Because that's how he said he got his 20 points today. And I know he's done that several times in the past. See, I always don't really think about entering it twice. Once I get my 10 points, I'm like, I'm done. I was doing the same thing. I was doing the 20 points with 5 micros, David. Then recently, I've been doing the 10 micro